The Snow White press tour continues, this time with Rachel Zegler making a stop in Spain to sing Waiting on a Wish in front of an audience. And in the backdrop, you see this beautiful castle, which they say was inspiring the castle design for the movie. And she noticeably is not speaking to the audience. She's only singing. So far, I have not seen a single Rachel Zegler interview related to Snow White. She is only being tasked with singing the songs and then walking away. Mm-hmm. Sing the song, walk away. It's a simple formula.
A handler shows up on stage, grabs her arm, and escorts her away.
Full-on vaudeville. They get a shepherd's crook and hook it around her neck and yank her off the stage once she's done singing. That's been Disney's strategy this whole time. I hope it continues. And whoever came up with it deserves a raise. But some people were not satisfied with the way that she sang this song. I think that, if anything, Disney is to blame for making it into pop music. But I posted about this and someone replied, Snow White doesn't belt classic pop. She whistles and hums. And this was brought up in one of Rachel Zegler's Instagram comments. Already we're seeing that she feels the need to respond. She feels the need to clap back every single time.
Is this a Gen Z thing?
Like,
it's a millennial Gen Z thing. They cannot let it go.
They need to correct the record on
power.
Every single opportunity they get.
Like, I would like to give her the advice, like, there is power in not responding. Like, imagine a world where you're like outing yourself as like having the time to do this. Just be like, bro, I'm busy.
Or just pretend you're busy.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
like,
pretend
like
busy.
I'm busy. It's like, you know, the people who are like this doesn't bother me, but then they respond and it proves that it does
Millie
bother
Bobby
them.
Brown,
yeah, like, don't do that. Like, you're especially in her position where she's behind the 8 ball and she's got a lot of bad a lot of bad energy leading up to the release of this. The best thing you could do is to just put it out there and let the public take it as they do.
I can't believe they're still letting her have access to her social media during this time. So this person commented on her Instagram, "No thanks, Disney, was it so difficult to cast a soprano?" They're saying that she's singing in this lower register that no one recognizes as a Snow White performance, and I agree. And she replied to them and said, "I am a soprano. West Side Story is now streaming on Disney Plus." Heart emoji, apple emoji. What I despise about it is that she's still playing nice. Like, she's like, oh, I'm just going to innocently
respond
in a little tiny bit of a correction here. But, like, all positivity and love. Like, no, if you're mad at this person for saying that you're not a soprano, just be like, fuck you. Like, I'm a soprano.
She's literally, her face is as red as the apple as she's responding.
If you're angry, just show that you're angry or say nothing.
Or don't say anything.
But don't try to pretend like you're being nice at the same time. It's just not a good look. So she couldn't help herself. They did let her do a little bit of a meet and greet with the fans in the audience here.
We do have some photos. Here we go.
Rachel Zegler meeting mini princesses in front of the castle. That's sweet.
Yes, it is.
I'm sure they have no idea what she's like.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
That's the goal.
This would be the best thing for them is perform and then greet the potential fans after the show. No interviews, no press. Don't bring that guy, that sniper from Variety whose job it is to just torpedo every movie that comes out with sound bites.
If Snow White by Fekthul.
That guy's kind of my, like, in the most like evil way, that guy's kind of my hero.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's so good at ruining it for everyone.
I will never forget him on the red carpet for Thor Love and Thunder going like, what was it like to see your Thor ass on screen for the first time?
You just know she deleted this photo as soon as she took it.
Well, the negative headlines continue churning out. Daily Mail reported, Rachel Zegler's career is on the brink. Insiders spill on the actress's deepest fears if her woke Snow White flops and say it's one massive headache after another. But I don't think this is going to handicap her career in any significant way.
I love that this is from a guy named Clapper of Cheeks. It says, R.I.P. the box office.
She continues getting roles, and I don't think that her career is going to grind to a halt because of her behavior.
I mean, people have short memories anyways, and her target audience isn't the people that are in this movie. It's not like there was this same disdain for her when she was promoting Y2K. Even when she was promoting Hunger Games, which is a larger IP-based franchise, people said, people who cared enough might have made point to say like, well, nobody likes her, so no one's going to go see it. But the movie did fine, and nobody really said word one afterwards because nobody really cared. People are more angry about Disney than they are necessarily about her, but having her and Disney together is worse. But if you gave her, look, she's going to go do Broadway because that's what she's meant for. She's a theater kid. She's going to go do Broadway. She can come back later. I don't think it will actually change her behavior. I think it's once you start talking this way, it's ingrained in you. And there are plenty of examples of insufferable actresses, especially from the theater world, in their 50s and 60s. This will be her.
Oh, Patti LuPone.
This will be her cross to bear forever, and she's gonna torpedo everything she's in, most likely. But it's not going to stop her from getting roles, I don't think.
Yeah, she just announced that she signed on to play Eva Perón in Evita on London Palladium. So she's a theater kid at heart.
Guys, if I remember correctly, didn't Madonna play Evita or play Eva Perón in Evita? I could be misremembering that. It's from my childhood.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. But
I think that us too, and a lot of the people who watch our channel have just no grasp of how not online normies are. Today I decided to do some market research, and I asked my hairdresser about what movies she had seen lately. Had she gone to the theaters recently? And the last one that she saw was Wicked. And she said, yeah, I'm not really a musical theater person, but it was like too long, but I enjoyed it. I liked the fact that they didn't use CGI. No, I didn't say anything.
See, you're smart. It's who cares?
I like that they didn't use CGI, blah, blah, blah. And she has no idea that Snow White is coming out. She had no clue. She has no clue who Rachel Zegler is. Normies don't care.
So the question is, I honestly did the same thing last night. I put this up because Alan Eng from Film Threat says, the early word I got from Snow White is that it's good, not great. Any weird stuff is not there. It will perform like Mufasa at the box office. Important, even though the movie may lose some money, $400 million box office is great for theaters. I don't know if this is going to do Mufasa numbers because we're getting farther into the year now.
Well, I just saw...
But I asked people, I said, so what is it? Is it going to be a sleeper hit? Is it going to be a total bomb? Is it going to do Mufasa numbers? Or is it going to do Little Mermaid numbers? If you remember, The Little Mermaid opened a lot higher than this is expected to open and only made 500-something million at the box office. But the budget for this movie is anywhere between $200 and $260 million before marketing, which means that its chances of making money are about the same as the Twins winning a World Series or the Vikings winning a Super Bowl, which is essentially non-existent.
It's still projected for a $50 million opening weekend domestically, and an expert says the unimpressive prediction could be down to the age of the film's IP. While previous remakes of films originally released in the 80s and 90s, that includes The Little Mermaid, appealed to millennials and Gen X who have children, they say Snow White may not be as recognizable a figure for younger audiences. Do you think that could have something to do with it?
No.
Just the fact that this is the oldest existing Disney princess?
I refuse to believe that suddenly fairy tales have just gone by the wayside and millennial parents were just reading their kids SpongeBob growing up. No, I think Snow White is still a character that matters. The thing is, though, is
Let me
that
look up Cinderella. When did that come out?
Mufasa.
1950 is when Cinderella came out.
Mufasa did well at the box office by just grinding it out week after week, and Disney monopolized the IMAX screenings, so they made money and eventually surpassed Sonic, and that only opened to $30 million, but I don't know if you're going to monopolize the screenings with Snow White showings. I get the idea of showing Mufasa in IMAX because of the photorealism of it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
I don't know if that does the same for this. If it fails, I don't think that it's 100% to do with Rachel Zegler. I think that all of her comments may have damaged the online marketing, but in general, normies don't care, and there are probably going to be parents that take it. It depends on how well the movie does opening weekend, meaning that the word of mouth has to be really, really good to get people to come again. Right now, the only movie that I've seen that seems to have really great organic word of mouth going from a trailer was like Lilo and Stitch, which everyone seems very high on. And think I still think that movie could make $1 billion. Granted, that's got a lot more competition when it comes out. But people here in my comments kind of listed everything from Valiant Renegade says it'll come in under The Little Mermaid. John F. Trent, Valiant Renegade and John F. Trent, friends of the show, says big box office bomb. The damage is already done. 5 Foot Freedom says, I'll put money down that this movie tanks. I also think that a lot of it is people want it to tank. Like if you're online and you're responding to me on X, you care because you're like us and you might be terminally online and they want it to tank. But this is the same thing.
To prove a point.
People say this for everything, right? Like I don't know if it'll tank. I know it's not going to, I don't think it's going to profit. Not at the budget it was.
One person who does not want Snow White to tank is Gal Gadot.
Yes.
She actually got cornered by one of the TMZ paparazzi recently and commanded everyone to go see it.
In her charming way.
Yes.
So excited to see the Snow White movie. I mean, do you
He's
think
driving
people
a
should
Tesla. How wait. Guys. I was reliably informed that Elon Musk is a Nazi, so I don't know how it's possible that Gal Gadot, who is Israeli, would be driving a Tesla. That's a Tesla, right? Or am I
Chance and watch
have
it?
Have a good day. Of course, it's a great movie.
Thank you.
Wow, she could not have seemed less excited about promotion. She's like, I got places to be.
Maybe that's all that need be said.
She's
And
like,
then
look.
I mean, do you think people should give it a chance and watch it?
Have a good day. Of course, it's a great movie.
I'm telling you right now, her ability to smile saves her everywhere she goes. Like literally, that would have been considered a rude interaction if it wasn't for this.
The smile at
right,
the end.
Right.
Yep.
She just saved it right there.
Yeah.
Like that's a rude interaction 99 times out of 100. Yeah, go see it. Yeah.
Of course, it's a great movie.
Right there, she's like, fucking idiot.
Slams the door.
She slams.
Like, I'm so sick of hearing about this movie.
She said a slur of some sort when she closed the door. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it.
And another cast member who was one of the voice actors for the dwarves has spoken about his disappointment that Disney has scaled back the press for this movie and canceled the London premiere. His name is Martin Kleba.
Is it this guy?
Yes, and he's voicing Grumpy in the movie. He tells TMZ he's bummed that Disney axed what should have been a massive premiere for the film, all because of ongoing controversies surrounding Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler. He says that while Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, and Gal Gadot are entitled to their own political views, those personal opinions shouldn't have overshadowed everyone else's hard work, no matter how much bitching about them is on social media. He's no stranger to big Disney premieres, having played Marty in Pirates of the Caribbean, and he says Snow White deserved to be a major event, which it is in comparison. So he's speaking out in the midst of all this, and not even mentioning the fact that he wasn't allowed to be in the movie as himself.
I hate to say it, but as soon as I saw him, I was like, I have to IMDb. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that guy was the little person wrestler in an episode of Bones back in like 2000. I was right.
Yeah.
That's where my brain goes when I see.
Well, that's actually
he's in Electric State.
That's a good point, because as a lot of dwarf actors have pointed out, they have a limited number of roles that they can audition for.
Yep.
These were 7 of them that were offloaded onto CGI because Peter Dinklage threw a tantrum.
Yep, that's
one of countless blunders that Disney has made in preparation for this film coming out.
If you looked at if somebody just asked you to put out a list of all the things that went wrong in the promotion of this movie, they wrote this off.
It could be turned into a book.
Yeah, there will be behind the scenes movies made about this film. So,
the downfall of Snow White should be studied.
You will have to let us know in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you yourselves are planning to go and see it. I'm sure if you're a dude, you're not going to see it unless you've got kids and you're gonna to bring like your kids to go see it. But let us know down below if you plan to go and see this movie. I would be interested to find out whether anybody plans to. Mary's gonna go see it. I'm gonna.
We should review it. It's objectively a good choice.
We'll have to wait and see. All right, guys.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.